Hey y'all, welcome back to Poplar Creek Farm. So we got a lot of our garden planted this weekend. Not quite all of it, but a lot of it. So I want to show you guys kind of an update of the garden and what we've planted. Let's start with my beautiful tomatoes because they're just amazing. Alright, so I've got 2 rows, let's see them here, 2 rows of tomatoes. So my 2 rows of tomatoes are not all caged yet just because we've never planted this many tomatoes, and this is actually with cages that his brother gave us as well. So we've got to get more cages and then we'll cage them all, but I've got quite a few here. So I've got my Amish paste, got a bunch of those. Then down here they turn to, I have 2 beefsteak. Not a huge fan of beefsteak, but I wanted to do a couple in there. And then the rest in this row are all Paul Robeson, which I'm super excited about because they're supposed to be really pretty and really tasty. Over here I've got Italian Heirloom, which are a paste tomato. And then right here, I think this is my yellow pear tomatoes. And then through here, these are all yellow cherry tomatoes that we save the seeds from. So that'll be interesting to see for sure what they turn out to be. I think they'll be yellow cherry, but not 100% sure. And then in the middle here, I'm going to be doing pepper. All my pepper plants will go all the way back. Those I'm going to plant probably next weekend once it gets a little bit warmer. And then throughout around some of the tomato plants is holy basil that I've planted. Basil, tomato, and peppers are really good companion plants. I've got my garlic, which looks awesome. The only thing is my son did pull one of them up yesterday. He said, "I pulled a weed, Mommy." I said, "That's garlic." Over here, I've got a whole row of zucchini started and yellow squash, summer squash. My beets are right here, red beets. And I've got my Brussels sprouts that were from starts. And originally I didn't think they were going to make it through the cold because you can see they were a bit damaged. This is cold weather damage. But Brussels sprouts are supposed to do well in the cold, so I was kind of surprised that they were so damaged, but there's lots of new growth and they're looking beautiful. So those will definitely survive. And then behind that I believe is my other beets, my golden beets. And let's see, what else do I have? Some of these, I had a red marker. I feel like everything totally washed away from that. That's broccoli, which it was started from seeds out here. There's a couple of them, you can see them started out. So we'll see if those do anything. And let's see, what is this one? I think that was cauliflower, which I don't see any of those yet. Maybe one. I obviously still need to do some weeding. I've been weeding a ton, but I still gotta do more. So green cabbage, nothing's really coming up from them yet. And then I've got red cabbage behind it. Back in that back corner are all my radishes. Here's my lettuce. This is romaine lettuce. So it had been all in a row, but clearly I must have spilled some seeds and I didn't realize that. But we'll leave them. I will thin these as they get a little bit bigger. Spinach is next. You can see you're definitely doing well. And then this is another lettuce. This is so the romaine is obviously more of a head lettuce. This is a cut and come again lettuce, as well as the next one, which is blonde lettuce. The lettuces are doing so good. That rock probably just killed a few. It's alright. And then I've got my mustards, which are these. These are the mustards. So I haven't really been able to weed around here because I couldn't tell for sure what they were, which was, the mustards, the red mustards. But now I can kind of tell a little bit more. They don't look great. Could have been cold, but they'll recover. You can really see the color coming through on some of these ones. So that's more of the color that they'll actually be. Got some more kale. I have kale starts right here, which again were damaged from the cold, but will come right back because they like the cold actually. Radishes, those were just sprinkled. And my onions are along the edge, which are kind of hard to tell as well. So this is on the other side of my garden, the other half. Nothing is going to come up yet because I just planted them yesterday. These are snap bean. They're bush. These are gold rush. They're yellow bean. And these are a bush bean, but they're a dry bean. They're called Uncle Willie. They're like a purple and white. And then my peas, my sweet peas, they're starting to look really good. They came out through the cold, and we'll start trellising up this soon. Did he get you with the hose? And then again, these aren't going to be coming up yet because I just planted them. These are a pole bean, that's a green bean, and then a pole dry bean. They're black and white. I forget what the name of those were. Over here is my cucumbers. Again, planted them yesterday, so nothing's coming up yet. But I've got two types of cucumbers. This one is a slicer, and this one's a pickling, so they go back this way. So cucumbers, I've noticed my cucumbers always get really sun scalded, and then they stop producing. So I wanted to kind of have them be shaded through the day. We don't have any shade in our yard because the trees are back far enough that they don't shade this at all until evening. So I did plant this whole corner here. It's all corn. There's two different kinds, both sweet corns. So that'll be a big corner of corn. And obviously corn always has to be planted in either square, rectangle, something like that. They cannot be planted just in a row because they are wind pollinated. And if you plant them in a row, the pollen is not going to get on, the other ones. A lot of times when you plant even in a square, you'll have some along the edge that don't really pollinate well, and that's just because you have to have the pollen spreading. So whichever way the wind is blowing, if the wind's blowing from this way to this way, the ones on that end won't really get pollinated, and that's kind of just how it works. So that'll all be corn. Next, I have to finish weeding. So behind my garlic here is all going to be my potatoes, my sweet potatoes and my regular potatoes, and then this whole section here will all be squashes and watermelon and cantaloupe, and I also have to plant my carrots. So after weeding the garden all day yesterday and planting everything, I decided to take a break today because I was literally in the garden all day long yesterday. We did also sell some plant starts. Obviously I had 289 plants to start with, and I did not need that many for my garden. That was just tomatoes and peppers. So we did put a tent out by the road. I had a couple neighbors stop, and also some family members stop, which was good. So at least recouped some of the cost from all the seedlings, all the seeds. Definitely not 100% recoup yet. I would have to sell every single one of those out there, and I don't think I will. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to water them, bring them in tonight, just because it does get cooler for the peppers at night, and put them out every morning. And it's a trust system, so if people leave money, great. If they don't, it is what it is. At least somebody's going to grow some food. And that I am totally happy about. Figured I'd bring you guys back over to the orchard, kind of go over what we planted here too, just so we can show you guys the progress as we go. So we've got 7 apple trees. Unfortunately, I think I bought 3 or 4 of them from Tractor Supply. They were like 14 bucks. I don't think they're gonna do much. I think there's one that will actually produce in a few years or will survive. The other 3 look totally dead. I might prune them down and just see if I can get anything. But they weren't worth the money, I don't think. Fortunately, the ones from Lowe's are doing amazing. So next year, I'm definitely gonna buy some more from Lowe's because they are already, they're gonna be budding here anytime now. They have, little fruit buds on them, or flower buds on them. So we've got those. We've also got, and let me go over the varieties too of the apple tree. So we've got 2 Golden Delicious. One of the Golden Delicious is, I think, one of the ones that'll actually survive from Tractor Supply, and 2 Red Delicious. My grandma loves Golden Delicious, and she requested that I plant some, so obviously I was gonna plant some for her. And then the ones from Lowe's are Gala, which I love Gala. I love them for baking. I love them for applesauce. I just think they're a really, really good apple, and they're tasty to eat fresh. And then we've got 14 raspberries and 14 blackberry bushes, and then the 2 elderberry and the 2 blueberry. Then we've got 22 peach trees, and they're multiple varieties. What varieties they are specifically, I don't know. We got them from our amazing realtor, Joe Chilelli. He's amazing, and he has a huge orchard, and he's not sure what varieties they all will be. We'll see how they do. He said some do better than the others, each year, but we'll see. And these all look beautiful, but let me show you guys the apples. So look at these. Kind of over the fence right now, but look at those. Look at all those buds. You can see they're starting to open up and they'll flower. And the top has it too. They just look so good. And they really all three of the ones from Lowe's look like that. So I'm really excited. This one doesn't quite have buds on it. It doesn't have the flower buds so much, but it's got lots of green, which is good. And then this one over here, which again they're all Gallus, so I don't know, they seem really good so far. This one's got lots on it too. And then the one from Lowe's is actually doing something. It's actually doing really well, but I think it's the only one that's actually gonna do anything. And that's this one. It's Yellow Delicious, and you can see all the green that started on it. But we'll see. We'll give them a year and see how they do. And if not, we'll get different ones next year. This is Sadie's favorite place to be. On the ground in the hot sun. She will sunbathe for hours. Such a happy girl. Hi, Sadie girl. And we got the ducks. So we have 3 and 3, 3 Pekins and 3 khaki Campbells. And they were straight runs, so we really don't know the gender, and it's hard. Thank you for that. That was lovely, duck. Just poop on the camera. We can't really tell which ones are which yet for female and male. But the one khaki Campbell has like a really curly tail feather. And my uncle was here today and he said, well, that looks like a drake feather. And so that might be a male. And so we'll see. But it's definitely, if you look from, the other ones, if you're comparing, it's definitely curled up a lot more. So we'll see. We only want to have 2 females of each, or I'm sorry, 1 male of each. We'd like to have at least 2 females of each. And if not, if they're all males, or we have, 2 or 3 males of each kind, then those will go to freezer camp. Thank y'all for joining me today on my little garden tour. I will keep you guys updated as things start to sprout and as the garden changes, because I cannot wait for it to be green and lush and beautiful and full of food and just, amazing like a garden is. So thank y'all for joining me. Please like and subscribe and join me on the next one.